In today's edition of Hot or Not, we're going to test the brand new 18 Mazda Miata MX-5 Club Edition.
As always on Hot or Not, we let Paul take the car around the track, find out how fast it is from 0 to 60, but me, I get the fun part because I get to take it on the road. And today we're going to go up the canyon and see what it's like to live with the Miata Club on an everyday basis.
You probably remember last year we tested not only the standard MX-5 but also the Fiat 124. So it should be really fun to see how it compares. Already a great vehicle in the MX-5. Does the Club make it better? Okay, 0 to 60 run on the MX-5. Let's see how she does. All right, 7.76 seconds. That's pretty good acceleration for such a little engine, low power engine, but it's in a very light car. All right, so under the hood of the MX-5 Club, we've got the same 2-liter. It's 155 horsepower, 148 pound-feet of torque. And that engine is made into a 6-speed manual gearbox. And with the Club, you get a limited slip differential on the back. We're doing a 0 to 60 run, see how she does. Not a ton of horsepower, and we're high altitude. So not a very fast car, but these sure are fun. So let's try launching it and see how she does. All right, 7.65 seconds, so that was a little bit quicker than we saw out of the regular MX-5, so that's kind of good. And yeah, again, limited slip, a little bit stickier tires, and you get a couple tenths of a second out of it. Whee! Having fun in the Miata. These cars I can take flat out across the hill. Some of the other cars you can't. The 124 Spider. Just a silly little light car that I can hold flat almost everywhere. A little bit softer maybe than the Miata, but all those same basic, kind of good stuff that the Miata has. And on the straightaway we go. Now, while you have the same horsepower under the hood of the MX-5 versus the MX-5 Club, it's very different when you get down here to the suspension, wheel, and tire package. The wheel is a BBS forged wheel. It's 17 inches in diameter, and you've got a 205/45/17 Bridgestone S001, which is a pure summer tire. And this car also includes the optional Brembo Recaro package, which means we get the Brembo brakes and also those really cool Recaro seats as well. Bilstein suspension. Brembo brakes, summer tires, slightly damp racetrack. So it's probably going to hurt our lap time just a little bit. But what a great thing to drive. on the brakes. Very happy to do that. And puts power down well. Does these tidy, beautiful little drifts everywhere. It's exactly what you want a car to do. Really fun to drive. Again, a slightly damp racetrack, so it's probably making the comparison between the Club and the standard MX-5 a little bit difficult because we're at a bit of a deficit here. I believe the car would be a little bit quicker, but it isn't proving to be the case today because of the, you know, again, the track conditions that we're dealing with. We had some rain yesterday.
A 108 net.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I mean, it's super fun. And I guess the price is getting up there a little bit, but you know, really a cool car. Everything works as usual with Mazda. They dial everything in and tune everything in perfectly. And I think, you know, they're one of the companies that kind of get it.
All right, Mazda, me and you, let's talk. Because I really like this car, but I kind of feel like this is a medium-sized car for an XL world. I'm 6'2", and look where I'm looking straight ahead. Into the A-pillar because I don't fit in this car. And I think that people around the world are getting bigger and taller. And you do well to stop building medium-sized cars in a large world. So let's talk about just how good it drives. Because I gotta tell you, this car is hardwired to my brain. The steering is precise and direct. It does what I want it to do before I can even think about doing it. The shifter is short and precise. I could keep going on and on with perhaps every automotive cliche known to automotive journalists. Yes, indeed, it rides and drives like it's on rails, but it does. It is such a fun and tossable and joyful little car. And that's why it's so frustrating to not be able to completely enjoy it, because these Recaro seats are scrunching my back. I'm looking into the A-pillar, and I have no room for, well, in America, this is important, cup holders. There are these two cup holders that basically will block your elbow if you actually mount them to the car. So it's a pure reincarnation of what Lotus did with the original lightweight vehicle. Make it simple, make it light, make it fun, and make it fast. And this Miata is all of that, except for the simple fact that back in the 50s when Lotus was building cars, I think people were a lot shorter. Maybe I'm just big-minded. So, is it hot or not? Well, if you're 6 foot or shorter, it is boiling hot. Otherwise, well, it's a medium-sized car in an XL world, and I just don't fit, which makes it pretty much undrivable. Mazda, just take it up one notch. I'm not saying you have to make an XL Miata, but just go for L, please.
All right, so we took it out on the track. We did 0 to 60 runs with it. It is a little bit quicker in a straight line. Again, a little bit grippier tire. Also, a limited slip differential. That probably helping out a bit. And we did lap time around the track, and that actually, to be honest, a little bit disappointing. It was a tick slower than the standard MX-5, though really I put almost all of that down to the track being a little bit damp in spots. We had some rain here last night. Subjectively, I love this car. I think it's worth it. The Club Edition is really, really cool. The best thing about it is the feel of the car now. Gone is that excessive sort of body roll that the standard MX-5 has. Now it's much more taut, much more responsive to turn in. You still have all the great qualities and tossability. So I guess the question is it hot or not? And you can probably tell from my comments, yeah, it's hot. This is a really fun car. I don't care what version of the Miata you buy, you're gonna love it, and this is the best example of them all.